I mean, by all measures, it's not the cruelest prank ever played, but no one should ever make someone eat a Vaseline sandwich. But that's Ronnie Fouch for you. Innovator.
How did you know I was in the hospital?
Oh, you left me a bunch of voice notes? Yeah, 32 to be exact.
I thought those deleted themselves.
Yeah, well, I kept all those puppies. But you should listen to some of these. They are a hoot.
Please, no thank you.
No, that doesn't matter. Here, I got it right here.
Ted, it's Sharon. I can't come to the phone right now, but if you want to talk my ear off about some bullshit because you're too afraid to properly emote, leave a message. Beep!
I didn't mean it.
Oh, come on now. You meant it a little bit. In concussio veritas, right? Ain't that the same? Oh, this next one brings Mr. Stephen Sondheim in the house, because it's you singing Tonight from West Side Story, but doing both the parts of Tony and Maria at the same time, which is, in a word, thrilling. Here it is.
Tonight,
Look at that. And you do the whole first act. It's incredible.
Tonight.
Welcome to another episode of the Revisited Podcast. I'm Ben.
And I'm Kristin. This week we are covering Ted Lasso, Season 2, Episode 8, Man City.
One of the best episodes of the season.
Easily.
Yeah. And I think it is the highest rated episode of the season, too.
Deservedly so.
As well. Apologies for last week. We... Kristin more so than me, but we both had a lot going on. And because this episode is as good as it is, we didn't want to half-ass it.
Right.
We didn't want to log in to record an episode just for the sake of recording an episode without doing the due diligence to the episode that we usually do. So, joint decision, we took the time, we decided to take the week off so that we could actually have a little bit more time to kind of, I guess, digest the episode.
I just needed more time to get my life together. And my life is still not together.
I mean, and even so, we're still coming to you a little bit late as well. Usually we record on Sunday mornings, but I was away this weekend attending a hockey game, an outdoor hockey game, which was amazing. Other than the fact of sitting outside for 3 hours in 20-degree weather.
No, thank you. But you know what's funny is that I also went to a hockey game this weekend.
Field hockey?
I went to minor league ice hockey in Charlotte.
Oh.
Yeah. We went to go see the Checkers play. It was fun.
It's still hockey.
Oh, yeah. It was really fun. We had our friends in town and they have 4 boys. And so, and they lived in Canada for a while. So they love hockey. And so we looked it up and we saw that there was a home game this weekend and we went and it was super fun. Had a great time.
Minor league hockey or farm league hockey, it doesn't matter. Hockey it's so fun. I love the sport.
I love any minor league sport because these guys are playing because they want a shot at the big game, and so they play their hearts out. And it's really, or you get the players that just there's one player on the Checkers that will never be an NHL star because he is just an asshole on the court or the pitch or the field or the ice. I don't know what you call it.
Get it? It's ice.
Okay, there you go. But he's so much fun to watch. Like every time he was out on the ice, everybody was like, 24 is out. Yes. So
it's funny because at the I went to the Devils Flyers game, Stadium Series game, which, you know, there was 2. There was this one and then there was another game on Sunday between the Islanders and the Rangers. But I'm a Devils fan. So it was 70,000 people in MetLife Stadium. And because it's so close to Philadelphia and it's in New Jersey, there were a lot of Flyers fans there too. More Devils fans than Flyers fans, but you know there was enough. And it's a huge rivalry between these two teams, so there's always a lot of banter back and forth between fans. And there was a lot of tailgating happening at this, so a lot of fans were obviously hammered at a game like this. there was a group of Devils fans behind us. And we were sitting, there was 8 of us that went to this game, but there was a group of Devils fans behind us. And at one point, they were yelling taunts at the Flyers fans that were a couple rows in front of us. And when you listen to these taunts, you're kind of like, buddy, you should stop talking like right now, because you're really doing a disservice not only to Devils fans but to yourself. Because at one point there's a player on the Flyers named Konechny. And this guy, the Devils fan behind us, was yelling, Konechny's horrible. He's the worst player on the team. Worse off, he might be the worst player in the NFL. And we're like, NFL? Like,
where are you, buddy?
You know what sport you're watching, right?
Yeah.
You're in an NFL stadium, but you're watching hockey. And he said it more than once.
Was he drunk?
Yeah, oh, God, he was hammered. He was hammered. And then another point to anybody who's a hockey fan, if your team is down, usually you'll pull your goalie towards the end of the game
empty
to
net.
get an
It's
extra
called
player.
An empty net. I know that term.
To get an extra player out there to give yourself more of an offensive advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So at one point, because the Flyers are down 5-3, they pulled their goalie, and this guy is like, they're so dumb. They forgot to put their goalie out on the ice. We're like, just stop talking.
Oh my God.
Just stop. Like, have you ever watched hockey before? Just stop.
Or he just wanted to go and be a dick.
That could be it too.
Mm-hmm.
That could also have been it.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was a fun.
Good. I'm glad. I'm so
We went
glad.
out and tailgated, and I didn't realize when the people I went with said tailgating, they went we met up with a group who owned their own brewery. So they came out with the trailer and the grill and speakers, they had music going, blaring out of this. They had burgers and hot dogs and brats and steak sandwiches and peppers and onions and all these different beers
I'm
and everything.
Hungry now. Stop.
And I didn't drink anything during the tailgate because I didn't want to have to get up to use the bathroom every 15 minutes during the game.
Yeah, I get that.
And when it's that cold outside, it makes you want to pee even more.
Yeah, but when you've got the alcohol belly that cold out, you don't feel it as much. That's the best part.
Because they were asking, one of the people that was with us was like, how they kept showing all the crazy fans on the Tron. And I'm like, they're like, how are these people not cold? I'm like, they're hammered.
Yeah.
That's why they're not cold.
They're really
hammered.
drunk.
We're cold because we're all sober.
Yeah.
That's why we're freezing.
Oh my gosh. No, thank you.
But it was fun. So apologies for not coming to you last week, but we're here. We're back to it this week.
We're back, baby. Baby.
So
Baby.
Ted Lasso, season 2, episode 8, Man City.
Yeah.
Not only one of the higher rated episodes, but one of the longer episodes of the season now too.
Yeah.
We're starting to get into those extended episodes.
Right. What was it? 45 minutes?
Yeah, I think 43 or 45, something like that.
And it flies by.
It feels almost like a double episode because there's so much that happens in this episode.
Yeah. So much that happens. And, honestly, I thought the way that it began was really great with Dr. Sharon, because we don't know anything about her and we've only gotten little glimpses of her and how she really is. But I love the fact that we opened up with her talking to her therapist.
Well, hang on right there. We got to do the heads up real quick. If you're listening for the first time, as always, we will do a spoiler filled portion. We want to keep it as spoiler free as possible for people who are watching the show for the first time. So check the show notes and make sure. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, check the show notes to find out when we talk about that, so you know when to come back in for favorite quotes and all that stuff. Okay, we got that out of the way. But back to you for opening with Dr. Sharon, because I agree with you on this.
Yeah. And we notice a couple of things. One, it seems that her sanctuary, her self-care is this bicycle of hers. She loves hip hop music, which I love. But she's also like, she's so mean on her bike.
Yes, she is.
And I think
your dog hates that sweater.
But I think I watched it a couple of times, and the first time that I watched it, like the first time that I watched the episode, I'm like, gosh, she's so mean. But now that I've seen the episode a couple of times, I think that she says what she wants to say in these moments because she can't say what she wants to say in her job. And she's got to like let it out somewhere.
It's a period of free expression for her.
Yeah, I mean, she's anonymous. She's zips by these people in a flash. She doesn't have to stay and hear about their stupid feelings. She can just say her stupid feelings and keep going. So I really like that about her. But as the episode progresses, you see that there are cracks in Dr. Sharon. And one of them is the fact that she drinks a lot. When Ted brings back her bike and they go into her house, we finally are kind of seeing Dr. Sharon's house for the first time through Ted's eyes, because he's desperate to find something about her that he can latch onto because he hasn't found a connection with her yet. And so there's the wine glass on the table. There's the 3 empty wine bottles by the sink. There's the book From Something to Mercy. He's like flipping over books and looking around and just trying to find anything that he can connect with her on, which is funny because, we've seen that Ted puts on his own front and he goes home and he drinks bourbon.
Well, we start to see a lot of similarities between Ted and Dr. Sharon this episode.
Right. And I love the fact that Sharon's therapist, friend, mentor.
No, I think
all three.
I actually found out. I looked into this a little bit, and I actually do have a friend who is a therapist, and I reached out to her about this. And it is common practice for therapists to see therapists.
Well, right.
Not only is it a common practice, but
it's encouraged.
It's encouraged, and for some places that you work, it's actually mandatory.
Good. I mean, I think that that's smart because you can't hold on to all of this information and not expect it to affect you personally. But I just love it that this therapist calls her out immediately and says, he may be driving you nuts, but he sounds like he's exactly like you. He just emotes in his weird way, using what he knows and what he's good at. You have your intelligence and he has his humor. That's his defense mechanism. And when she says you need to be vulnerable to him for him to think it's okay to be vulnerable with you. And she does that. She practices that. She puts it into action, which tells me that she's as good of a patient as she is a therapist, like she understands that the tools that she gives her patients, her football players, she understands that she's saying, listen, you need to do this and report back to me. And so she's given an assignment and she does her assignment like a good patient, so she practices what she preaches, which is really nice to see. And then at the end of the episode, when Ted calls her and he does his confession, we can talk about that later. But I noticed when she goes to pick up the phone, instead of 1 glass, there's now 2 wine glasses and there's spilled red wine on the table, which leads me to believe that she's a bit of a mess internally. And she presents herself to be this clean, put together person. Her nails are perfectly manicured. Her hair is perfectly cut. She always looks impeccable with the way that she dresses and carries herself. But when you go into her house, you see that she does have her own set. She has her own darkness and she has her own cracks, I guess, beneath the surface. But I loved the human elements that we got from Dr. Sharon this episode.
No, I'm right there with you. And like I said, like we see a big connection between Ted and Sharon in this one. Not only that, but we get to see 2 major breakthroughs, one from Ted's perspective and one from Dr. Sharon's perspective, because Ted has finally found a way inside to kind of, I guess, become a little friendlier with Dr. Sharon in that he's the one that goes to pick her up from the ER after she's in her accident, which is a really dark and dour way to start this episode. because you really don't know. She gets hit by a car, and as somebody who's been hit by a car, it's not a fun experience.
Well, and she's unconscious.
She's unconscious and ends up with a concussion.
Right.
So she's kind of at the mercy of having someone of needing someone, which also leads me to believe too that while at the same time you said she's kind of a mess internally when she's on her own and put together when she's professional, the fact that it was Ted was the one that went and picked her up makes me kind of lead to believe that she doesn't really have many people in her life that she considers friends.
Well, I think we also have to remember that her job is traveling around and being attached to sports teams, right?
That's true as well.
Yeah, so she doesn't really have people that she connects with because I think that her job is 24/7. And we see that with her answering the phone late at night while she's watching TV, I do love the fact that she left Ted 32 voice messages and she sang the entire first act of West Side Story.
And when he plays the messages, actually hearing her sing.
She's like, tonight.
But I mean, it's one of those things too, as anybody would know, whenever you're under anesthetic, before you go for a surgery, you kind of lose a little bit of self-control as to what you're doing. There's tons of videos on YouTube of people videotaping people while they're under
the fake
anesthesia.
Zombie apocalypse with that girl. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh my gosh, we have to. For anybody that hasn't seen it, let me just break it down for you real quick. There's a YouTube video out there, and you have to watch it. Well, you and I are going to watch it when we're done recording.
Okay.
But this teenage girl, comes out of wisdom tooth surgery, and her entire family plans and records like a radio, broadcast, all of it. The zombie apocalypse, and they act it out on the way home, and it is freaking hilarious.
Oh no.
It is one of the best things I've ever seen.
I know there's another one I've seen where like the girl, a lot of times it seems to be wisdom teeth surgery. But it's any kind of anesthetic that'll do that to you. But I remember seeing one where like a girl thought her nurse was really cute.
Oh no.
So she kept like hitting on him.
Yeah.
And like the parents were like, you're not going to remember any of this. She's like, oh no, there's no way I'm ever going to forget like a fine specimen like this in front of me. Like this. And but the nurse is like totally taking it in stride because he knows like that's the influence of the drugs.
Right.
And they recorded it for her and she didn't remember a damn thing ever doing it. She was so embarrassed.
I would be mortified. I'd be like, okay, I move now, right? Like,
yeah. All right, I have to move
to a different country. I have to move.
Yeah. So, but I mean, getting back to the point, like the fact that, whenever you're under that influence, you usually tend to lose some of your inhibition when it comes to that, which you hear that in some of the earlier messages that she's sending to Ted. As well, before she goes into Stephen Sondheim, some of what she relays in those messages is her expressing her feelings that she can't do during a normal session.
Right.
And I feel like that. I think that's one of the things that kind of Ted appreciates.
Right. Oh, he's laughing. He thinks it's great, and she's like, "I didn't mean that." He's like, "Nah, you meant it. It's fine."
Yeah. And so we see this huge breakthrough in that there's now more of a little bit of a personal connection between Ted and Dr. Sharon. But at the same time, Dr. Sharon makes a move that makes a breakthrough with Ted and allows Ted to open up more, so much so that he reveals what he reveals at the end of the episode.
Huge revelation.
She calls him at one point and says, I just want you to know I was scared. Yeah. I was scared, and I thank you for being there for me. I don't want to talk about it. I just want you to know.
And that was huge for her.
It was huge for her, but I feel like it was also a move on her part to kind of get Ted to open up. When he calls her at the end of the episode, it's the same thing. Yeah. He makes this huge reveal, and then she's like, do you want to talk about it? And he's like, no, I just wanted you to know. He's reciprocating.
Yeah.
And that's a huge breakthrough for Ted and Sharon.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely moved forward professionally and personally and therapeutically, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful because they both need each other. I mean, I understand that she's the therapist and she is there to help the team and to help Ted, but I also think that she needs Ted in her life right now. She needs to learn that it's okay to let her hair down a little bit, so to speak, because she doesn't have a lot of hair.
Not be so buttoned up and professional all the time. It's okay to not be professional in front of other people.
Yes. Absolutely.
To have a casual friendship,
right,
or casual relationship in the sense of an interaction with another person,
right?
Because it seems like no matter who she's in front of, she's 100% professional all the time,
right?
And that could be harmful.
She's such a great character, and I really wish that we saw more of her in season 3. I understand the reasoning for not having her as like a regular character in season 3. I understand that this is the healing season. This is the season where the team is healing and putting themselves together, and they need Sharon. But I just would have loved to have seen Sharon also still in the building for season 3. I just think it would have been wonderful.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, I think there's only 2 episodes with Dr. Sharon in season 3.
And it's just by telephone.
Yeah, she's not with the team.
Right.
She's moved on at that point.
Mm-hmm.
With her job to another team. So I agree with you. I think Dr. Sharon would have been a great addition. But we, in reciprocation, we do get more Trent Grimm in season 3.
A lot more. And you know what? It's a fair trade.
Yeah.
I feel like we were on the winning end of that one.
I agree with you.
It takes everything in me not to rewatch season 3 because I want to watch it just for the second time when we rewatch it. But it's, I mean, it's like torture. I need us to be done with season 2.
Well, we're almost there. We're almost there. We have.
No, I know. And I shouldn't wish this away because I love covering Ted Lasso. But oh my gosh, do I love season 3?
We have 4 more episodes of season 2. We're almost through it.
Yeah.
So, and the next episode, I don't know how deep we can go with the next episode. I don't think there's a lot to break down. It's a lot of surface fun.
Yeah.
For Beard After Hours. So we're probably looking at a shorter episode next week.
It's fine. We still get the Beard episode, and it's wonderful.
We Beard weird. After Hours.
You know how I know it was a good episode was like my dad. He's a pretty open guy. For being as conservative as he is. He's a pretty open guy. But afterwards, I was because when it was out, we liked to talk every week about what we thought of Ted Lasso, right? And so I'm like, oh, that Beard After Hours episode. And I was just waiting for him to be like, this is just dumb, blah, 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 blah. He goes, that was weird, but I liked it. And that's how you know the show is good, is that it's all ages, it's all walks of life, it's all wonderful,
I know how I know that it's the best episode, or what a great episode is, and this isn't really spoilery, so I can mention it now. One of the very first, there's a whole line of Funko Pops now for all the characters, and there's multiple versions for most of them. But the very first version of the Coach Beard that came out is the one with him wearing the pants using a hula hoop.
That's amazing. I can't wait to watch that episode now. I'm excited. Anyways, let's stay on this episode because I love it. He's showing me the Funko Pop. It's wonderful. Yep. He's actually mid hula.
Yeah. For those of you that are watching for the first time, you're only an episode away. You'll completely understand by the time you get to that episode. So,
but I think that's all I really have for Sharon and Ted. Other than that little end part, but I really did love the breakthrough. And I think that's kind of a recurring theme through this episode. I'm just now thinking about it now is we have a series of breakthroughs here. We have a breakthrough with Sam and Rebecca. We have a breakthrough with Ted and Sharon. We have a breakthrough with Roy and Jamie. There's just
There's actually, I would even go as far as to say, so we have a break. I agree with you. There's a breakthrough with Jamie and his father.
Well,
more on Jamie
a
than his
breakup,
dad.
but yeah.
I also think, in addition to a breakthrough with Jamie and Roy, I think there's also a breakthrough with Roy with himself when it comes to Phoebe.
Oh, that line he says to her, I'm worried that I'm infecting you with the worst parts of me. Like, that is such a parent concern. You have no idea.
Well, let's dive into that, because that is actually one of the first things that we get after Ted picks up Dr. Sharon from the doctor's office. Is we go into what is arguably one of the best and funniest parent-teacher conferences I have ever seen in television ever, because Roy gets called in to talk to Miss Bowen about Phoebe because Phoebe is swearing too much in school.
Well, I mean, what do you do though? I mean, like, as a teacher, I know you're talking about, well, Roy Kent is her uncle, and we all know Roy Kent, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, it says a lot too that Miss Bowen was actually able to kind of make him confront it, like to realize that he is an influence on her. And I don't think Roy ever really realized it. Like, I know he knew he had a great relationship with Phoebe, that Phoebe loved him, and they were constantly together. He loves hanging out with her. She loves hanging out with him. But I don't think it's until this moment, because of Miss Bowen, that he realizes how much of an influence he really is on her. And it's so adorable to see him initially try and, like, his first instinct is to change fuck to F.
F no.
I mean, F no. And even Phoebe at that point, like, shoots a look to Miss Bowen like, yeah, like,
you
whatever.
See what I'm dealing with here?
Yeah. Like, she even knows. But you're right. That scene when they're in the car and he's confronting her, and, like, not confronting her, but he's just discussing all of this.
Yeah.
You know, saying, like, I'm a football player. People don't think worse of me when I do this, but
it's encouraged.
You need to be better than I am.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, even though he's not her dad, I feel like he feels like partly he kind of is.
Yeah.
Because he even says, like, no, he's a piece of shit.
No, he's a living piece of shit.
He's a living piece of shit. Oh, I mean, is he still alive? Yeah, he's a living piece of shit.
Sorry, I should have clarified that one.
So he does kind of fill that role.
He 100% fills that role.
Yeah.
That is her dad.
So to see him kind of realize that children should be better, even though he's not her parent, he's still influencing the fact that children should be better than their parents.
Roy Kent is the reason why Phoebe will not have daddy issues in her future.
Yeah, I see that too.
Yeah. So yeah, and the best part about that parent-teacher conference, though, is when they all walked away and Miss Bowen just,
I know,
fucking glitter. Because glitter. I hate glitter so much that I just understand that those two words so much.
So one of my best friends, Rob, he despises glitter.
I hate glitter.
Him and his wife have been having Halloween parties for years, and anytime anybody shows up in something with glitter on it, he panics because the glitter will not leave the house for months after the Halloween party. So, and now he has a 3-year-old daughter, and I'm like, good luck, bud, because you're going to be dealing with it for a while. So him and his wife just watched Ted Lasso for the first time last month. They just finished it last month. They blew right through it.
It's easy to do.
And I mentioned this episode to him, and I was like, that parent-teacher conference with Phoebe, he's like, fucking glitter. Like, he felt that in his soul.
Yeah.
When she said that.
I hate glitter. We call glitter the herpes of arts and crafts. It's never gone. It never goes away.
It never goes away.
It never goes away. And if you worked with glitter like a week ago, you'll still have one piece of glitter on your forehead just sitting there. It doesn't matter how many times you shower. It doesn't matter how much you scrub your face. That one piece lives in your brain now forever. Yep. Oh, I hate glitter.
I'm I'm going to make a big revelation to you. I don't think I've ever told you this. At one point in my late 20s, I dated a stripper.
What is wrong with you? You did what, Ben?
And,
I fell in love with the stripper.
Okay. Little bit of a backstory.
No.
I used to work for a radio station. She
No.
also worked for the radio station, but she had a side job as a stripper.
She was the in-house stripper, wasn't she?
No,
she was the radio station in-house stripper. They're like,
she was
dances.
She was a great person. We're still friends, even though she moved to the other side of the country. It's not what you think it is. Trust me. We'll have a deeper discussion about this later. But
it's fine. I'm just giving you shit. I don't care if somebody wants to strip. You want to do that? That's fine. I don't care. I'll never do it because I don't have a stripper body.
She refused to wear glitter when she worked.
Good for
her. Even
love her.
She knew. Yeah. Even she knew. So anyway.
I hate glitter. I hate it so much. I don't even want to talk about it. Okay. If we can move on real quick.
Yeah.
And I just want to say one thing. Higgins is a treasure.
Yes.
And we must protect Higgins at all costs. At all costs.
His office being in a closet is so...
And he wants the door shut. He wants the door shut because he goes, get less questions.
Less questions. But at the same time, like as adorable as he is too, with that, when he's like, "Oh, I'm just waiting for my office to exist." he's still dropping wisdom. Like he's talking, to Jamie because Jamie gets the text from his dad about wanting tickets for Wembley, and Jamie goes, and more power to Jamie. Yeah, more power to Jamie for still going and getting his dad tickets. And Higgins is kind of dropping like these knowledge bombs about relationships between fathers and sons. And like so much so they should write songs
5
about
boys?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he has 5 boys. Like if you want to talk to somebody about fathers and sons, national treasure Higgins is the one to go to.
And he has and that shows you the stark difference too, is that Higgins has 5 boys and he has a great relationship with all 5. Jamie is the son of one. He is one son of one father, and their relationship is toxic. As we see later in this episode.
Oof.
We've already seen it.
Not to this degree though.
No.
And it's so exposing, like not only is he vulnerable in that moment, but it's just like it's all of his fears of being exposed for who he thinks he really is in front of his teammates. That waking nightmare is happening.
Yeah.
It's the one thing he never wanted to happen. That's why he's always tough. That's why he always kept everybody at arm's length. That's why. And you see in like this one scene, oh my gosh, like somebody tore off all my clothes and I'm standing here naked. And if he was standing there naked in front of his team, that would still be better than what his dad did to him in front of his team.
It is the most vulnerable. I think it's not only the most vulnerable we've ever seen Jamie, it's the most vulnerable I think Jamie has ever felt.
Ever.
He is in that moment digressed to a child. I mean, we've jokingly said Jamie is a child in behaviors and such, but we kind of see where a lot of that stems from in this moment.
No, he goes back. You're totally right. He goes back to being a little boy. You could see it. And even when he punches his father in that one moment, it's like he's not a grown man that just stood up to his father. He's a little boy that just hit his dad.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference between those things. And the only one that really understands what to do in that moment is Roy Kent.
And not only that, and I don't know if this is something that you noticed too, but it's one of those moments. I like how we've kind of already transitioned out of Higgins into this because, I mean, there's not really a lot to mention about Higgins other than great, as great as he is.
It's a national treasure.
But using that moment in their conversation was a great transition into this part.
Oh, thank you.
Because you're welcome. I don't know if you notice this when that whole scene plays out. And I totally understand it. All the players, the other Richmond players, they don't know how to react to this.
They had no idea it was happening, probably.
Earlier in the episode, we saw the great relationship that Sam has with his father. You know, he mentions how they, the oil company pulled out, and he's
so
very proud of
you. Right.
Sam's father is very proud of him, and Sam reciprocates and says, well, it's because of you that I'm the man that I am. He has a very different, completely different relationship with his father than Jamie has and has never had with his father. Jamie's never experienced this.
And you see that difference because that phone call with Sam, and he puts it on speaker. That's how confident he is in his relationship with his dad, is that he puts that conversation on speaker. But at moments before that phone call, what does Jamie do? He ignores his dad's call. Yeah.
And then Jamie listens. He hears the conversation between Sam and his dad.
To Colin's dismay.
Poor Colin in this episode, because McAdoo does it later.
After McAdoo gives Jamie shit about it too. It's like, what are you doing? And he does it.
Why didn't you say something? It was on my neck.
Colin, if I was Colin, I would be like, I never need a spotter again. Like, you guys, none of you have my back.
Yep. But going back to the locker room scene with Jamie and his father, to the point that I was trying to make about if you noticed it or not, all of the team doesn't know how to react. They're looking around. They're looking at Jamie. They're looking at his dad. They're looking at his dad being drawn out. Roy's eyes never leave Jamie. Never. During the entire situation, as his dad is on the ground, as his dad is being escorted out, Roy never stops looking at Jamie.
Right.
He never breaks contact with Jamie because he knows in that moment how Jamie is feeling. And
I think my favorite thing, though, besides Roy, is Beard physically removing James from, and he just slams him into the door. He's like, whoops.
Whoops. Yeah. It's such a powerful scene because even as a viewer, I think we don't even know how to react in that moment, because there's just an explosion of emotion that happens between Jamie and his father, to the point where when Jamie hits him, we're kind of left in shock. Because I didn't expect that upon my first watch of this. I didn't expect Jamie to deck his dad. And then I was proud of.
I don't think Jamie expected to punch his dad.
I think that was pure instinct.
He tried to walk away from his dad, and then his dad got handsy with him, and I'll bet you he felt empowered to do that because of the team that he felt exposed in front of.
Well, because look at it last time. Last time we saw this, they were in a closed room by themselves.
Yeah, Ted was the only one that saw it. You're right.
Yep. And this time it was
after the Man City game that he won.
Yep. When he was on Man City.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That he won.
It also goes to show you that it doesn't matter win or lose. Jamie would never. His father was never happy with Jamie. Win or lose didn't matter.
Right.
Nothing Jamie did made his dad happy.
He just wanted Jamie to score all the goals.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, I mean, even in that case, let's say Jamie didn't pass the ball on that play. He didn't make the pass and for Man City to win the game. Let's say he made the goal himself. I still don't think his father would have been satisfied. He could have made more goals.
Yeah, right. He
could have scored more.
Right. You could have done more. Why didn't you do more? Right.
Nothing Jamie Tart ever did would have made his father happy.
Yeah.
And it's such an empowering moment for Jamie to punch his father. I mean, it's resorting to physical violence, but in that moment, it was warranted.
His dad was about to punch him.
His dad shoved him.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, his dad was going. To me, his dad was about to strike his son.
Well, I think after Jamie decked him, if not for Beard, he would have fought back. His dad would have punched back.
Sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Beard doesn't get involved unless it's warranted. I love that about Beard. Beard will observe. It's like he's like a wildlife photographer, you know? He doesn't get involved unless it's absolutely necessary, unless he feels that the time has come. I mean, he watched Nate treat everybody like shit, but it wasn't until he watched Nate tear Colin apart that he just came up to him and said, do better, you know? So this was Beard. This was a Beard moment too, where he was like, I'm getting this guy the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because it needed to be done.
It needed to be done. And he probably had so much rage inside of him that if he didn't physically remove him the way that he did in that moment, he probably would have beat him to shit as well.
Beard?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it takes brass balls for a man like James to come in and punch a Richmond player in a Richmond locker room surrounded by the Richmond team.
Right.
Like,
and
that takes balls alone.
But Jamie even says it. He goes, my dad's a dick. What does he do? Well, in any given situation, he's just going to do what a dick does. And it's true. I mean, he has his father nailed. His father's never going to change. He's always going to be a dick, and he's going to do dick things. Like if you can think of it, this would be what a jerk does. That's what James is going to do. And Jamie knows it. It doesn't make it any less hard. It doesn't make it easier to handle or swallow. It never makes it easier to have that exposed to all of your colleagues and friends, especially when Jamie's been on such a journey lately and he's been doing so well. And then this could have ruined it. This could have made him go back like 5 steps and go back to old Jamie. And he didn't.
Well, not only that, but like, not only even going back to old Jamie, but just the fact that, as I mentioned, when he's confronted by his father and he kind of regresses back to a child, there may have been no coming back from that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that could have been an emotional wrecking time where he just never recovers from being made look like a child or feeling like a child. You know, that we could have just seen Jamie curl up into a ball and just give up on everything.
But that's where Roy comes in perfectly, because he knew that Jamie needed to feel that they had their back, that they had his back. And if Roy Kent has your back, everybody has your back.
I was just going to say the same thing. Like it's one thing for another player like Sam or Isaac or Colin to come up and comfort him, but for Roy to be the one to do it, the one he has the most disagreements with and is constantly arguing with, for Roy to be the one to step up and comfort him. I'm actually getting a little emotional.
Me too. I've almost cried like 6 times.
Yeah.
But also, you know, we can't forget the fact that Roy is Jamie's childhood hero.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's true. So for Roy to be the one to do it speaks volumes about, I mean, because we've always said that like they may not like each other, but they respect each other.
Mm-hmm.
This is a prime example of that. Like Roy knows how great of a player and person Jamie is. He gives him shit, but he knows, and
he gives him shit because he knows he can do better.
Yeah. And I think you're right. I think this is like, not only is this a comforting embrace to help Jamie deal, this is an opportunity. This is Roy seeing Jamie's falling. I'm catching him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he does.
Yeah.
And it leads us into, again, we just both admitted we get emotional talking about this because I cried watching the episode.
Me too.
And then it leads into a huge reveal
with from
Ted.
Coach Lasso. Mm-hmm.
And because we talked a little bit about it earlier, but we find out one of Ted's big issues is that his father killed himself when he was 16. His father left him. You know, that takes a toll on anybody because there's no closure in that. I don't think at any point in your life is there ever closure to a suicide.
Yeah.
Because how do you get it? You know, you can't talk to that person. A note's not going to do it.
No.
There's no closure. Ted has never had closure to his father's death. And now, you know, seeing everything that Jamie is going through with his father in regards to everything, the relationship he has with his own son, this is coming to a head.
Mm-hmm.
And he needs to tell someone.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells Dr. Sharon.
Yeah.
He calls her and says, my father killed himself when he was 16. That happened. I don't know if this has anything to do with my issues. And she's like, no, it absolutely does.
Yeah, 100% does, buddy.
Yeah. Well, but I also think, too, that's a huge reveal for Ted, and a huge revelation for Ted is I think he's always been questioning as to whether or not if this was causing him issues. And he needed someone to tell him it does.
Yeah. And that it's okay that it does.
Yeah. I don't think he's ever revealed this to anybody before. I don't even know if Coach Beard knows this.
I think Beard does know because Beard went to go check on him. And Beard didn't question why he was crying. Because he was still... Beard could have also gone to check on him because Ted comes clean about the panic attacks, too. So it could have also been Beard just going to check on him to make sure he didn't have another panic attack, which he kind of did. But... we find Beard and Ted didn't meet until after this happened with his father. So I think there's a chance this might be something he's never even revealed to Beard. I don't know. That would be a good question to ask Brendan Hunt or Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah.
Since they wrote it.
That's true. Or Brett Goldstein's another writer on the show too. So,
he's executive story editor. So, he's a much bigger deal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Way bigger deal. Executive story editor.
But, for Ted to go and tell Sharon, and again, this is that moment we talked about too, where he tells her, she says, do you want to talk about it? He's like, no, I just want you to know.
I just want to stick a pin in it so we can talk about it later when I'm not emotionally charged.
But, that's at least a step forward.
It's progress. That's a topic for their next session.
Yeah. That gives Dr. Sharon time to kind of sit on this and think about it. How do I approach Ted with this?
Yeah. Open up another bottle of wine. Let's talk about it, Sharon.
So, the end of this episode is so emotionally charged and just, I cry. Every time I watch this episode, I get emotional. Yeah. Because it's huge.
Well, and then you have it ending with, Beard walking off and
bird by bird.
Not that kind of bird. But what I love is that there's some unspoken thing that at this point we don't know anything about, right? As an audience member. But Ted looks at him and he says, don't forget, it's your turn for coffee tomorrow. He's looking at him going, you will show up tomorrow. Because he knows that Beard is in a bad head spot for whatever reason. And we find out later, Beard's whole story. But while it's a very kooky, fun little episode of Beard After Hours in the next episode, that links together him walking off really nicely, there's also more to Beard, a lot more to Beard. And Ted knows Beard's history and they have their own history, but them looking at each other and having this, resolved look of we will see each other tomorrow. To me, I felt that Ted was telling him, you're still going to be here tomorrow. We are going to still walk to work together, and that was lovely.
Yeah. We've mentioned it before too, that Beard remains a pretty well concealed mystery throughout the entire run of this series. Mm-hmm. There are only two moments where we really get a deep dive into Beard. The first one is Beard After Hours. It's the next episode. But even then, it doesn't reveal a lot about Beard. It reveals more personality about Beard than anything else. And then it's not until the penultimate episode that we get backstory reveal on Beard. So by the end of the penultimate episode of season 3, when we've gotten both personality, that's when Beard becomes a complete character. Mm-hmm. But he's still, even incomplete, he's still a fantastic, amazing character. Mm-hmm. It's the mystery about him and the allure about him that keeps us loving Beard up until this point. And then once the mystery is revealed, we love him even more.
Yes. And on rewatch and rewatch and rewatch. Yeah. And
Yes.
moving from Beard into the pregame confessional, which was my favorite part.
Yeah. Seeing everybody like kind of making a confession. As you
Beard's
said, the
confession
pregame
was
confessional.
the best.
I
And Roy
accidentally took
knowing
mushrooms.
exactly which game it was even better.
Yeah. I accidentally took mushrooms. Accidentally?
I was at Jane's house. I drank the wrong tea. What's great is that Ted's not mad about the mushrooms. He's mad
about the tea.
Drinking tea.
I didn't know how to tell you, man. It
was wonderful.
Ted and Beard's friendship is just
goals.
It's one of the best moments. It's goals. It really is friendship goals.
Yeah.
Because you're right. Like, just the fact that he wasn't mad about the mushrooms, he's mad about the tii.
Yeah, he's like,
Beard is drinking tea.
You traitor. Tea? Really? Tea? Oh, I accidentally was on mushrooms during a game. I wish that they made like they rolled B footage of that or something and had it just show up somewhere, you know?
I wonder. I mean, the show is so well written that, a lot of times you think like, oh, I wonder if there's improv involved. And, I almost want to say like, I don't think there was. I think the show is just so well written that there probably wasn't a lot of improv on this show.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
I don't know. I mean, maybe there is at some point, but
we should look for a blooper reel. I've never looked for a blooper reel.
I don't think there is a blooper reel because I've never found one. I think I've looked for one before and I just never found it. They should release one.
That there's a million of them. Bloopers.
I'm trying to look through the transcript to find the what everything does. Oh, all the confessions. Yeah, here it's where is it at? So Ted comes through. Hold on, fellas. Hold on a sec. I need to tell you something. When I left the match against Tottenham, it wasn't because, my stomach was bothering me. It was because I had a panic attack. I've been having them from time to time as of late, and I'm working on it. But I just want you all to know the truth. And then he's like, we good? We're all good. And then
Higgins.
I messed up the time zones on our transfer deadline, which is why we didn't sign up that amazing fullback from Brazil. And they're like, okay, that's all right.
Not Nate. Nate wanted to insult him first because Nate's a dick.
Roy, I don't read the scouting reports you guys write. I've lied every time they've come up. They're boring and I won't do it.
I don't think that Nate's confession was really a confession.
No, Nate's was a humble brag.
Yeah.
Yeah. I pretend to get ideas in the moment, but they're just good ideas I've had for months. That's a cocky humble brag.
Yeah, it is.
I just time them
everything
to look
about him.
Yeah, I just time them to look spontaneous. But then Roy is even like, that's a good move.
I don't care.
They're still kind of like praising him a little bit, but still.
Beard has the best one.
There was one game this season where I was accidentally on mushrooms. Accidentally, I had been at Jane's house and I drank tea from the wrong pot. And then Roy, the Port Vale match, yeah, it won't happen again. Oh, it's such a great moment. I love it so much.
It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful.
I do want to say too, as I've kind of had these moments a little bit because I used to march in marching band in high school, and I mentioned at the top of the podcast going out onto being at MetLife Stadium this past weekend. Before MetLife was there, it was the Meadowlands, and I had marched on the Meadowlands field. And I remember the first time I had ever walked out of that tunnel with the band and getting that feeling of being out there, like on the field.
Yeah.
So seeing that moment when the team walks out onto Wembley, and it's like this huge, majestic landscape for all of them, and they're all in all of that. They're in all of that moment. I felt that.
Too bad that Ted couldn't get his Hoosiers moment.
Right?
Yeah. He got that wrong, and then he got passively offsides wrong because I fucking hate this game.
Still can't figure out the rules of this. But when they walk out and they get that majestic feel of walking out onto Wembley Field, like I loved that moment so much because I have felt that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Not Wembley, but in my own way.
Yeah, your own version of that. If I ever got to step out on Staples Center onto the court where Kobe Bryant has played,
yeah,
I
remember the first time I got to play. The first time I ever got to do something like that when I was in band in high school, we walked out in front of a sold out Phillies game during the playoff season to play. And, the Philly stadium is like 40, 50,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
The ballpark is like 40, 50,000 people. So walking out to a sold out Phillies game to play, it's nerve wracking, but it's kind of awesome at the same time.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I totally felt that moment with them walking out on Wembley.
That's
just
awesome.
wanted to make a quick mention of that.
And I like it that Jamie said hello to one of his old teammates really nicely and respectfully. We see that there's no bad blood, but his father tells him that there is bad blood, at the end. There's just so many contrasting moments that really show how messed up Jamie's self-worth is.
Well,
from his father.
Yeah, and I firmly believe this too, because I've been through this personally. Like, it's when you remove toxicity, it's amazing how much of a better person you can become.
You feel physically better.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
there's a physical difference. Not just mentally. And that's the most remarkable part about it. And you don't even realize that it was as toxic as it was until you're free of it.
100%. And I feel like Jamie being on Man City was not only a detriment because he was away from Coach Lasso and the rest of Richmond, which is such an empowering and enriching environment. It was probably worse for Jamie because his father was probably at every game, and he was getting that confrontation we saw Jamie and his dad have at the end of season 1. He was probably getting every game. We just didn't see it because it was happening at Man City, not at AFC Richmond's field. So it was probably happening more than just the one time we saw.
Right.
Ted just happened to witness it for once.
Yeah.
So getting away from Man City was removing toxicity from Jamie's life in multiple ways.
Right. Yeah, because his dad probably never came to any of his games at Richmond.
Yeah. I don't think he ever did.
Right.
The only reason why he went to go see him play
because it's at Wembley
was because he was playing Man City.
Right. But that's what I'm saying, because it was at Wembley. It was at home. It was at his father's team's field pitch.
Is Wembley Man City's field?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought it was kind of like, I thought because it was a playoff game, my impression was that they brought both teams in to play at Wembley, but you're right. Wembley could be Man City's field.
I know. Like we know.
Yeah.
You know what I know about football is what I've seen on Ted Lasso and like one World Cup.
I am excited because I was actually talking to my friend about this on Saturday. The World Cup is coming to the United States in 2026.
Where?
Philadelphia. Like 11 different cities.
Oh.
Philadelphia is getting 6 games.
One
of the games,
final game be played?
Chicago, I think. I might be wrong about that because we're not getting any of the USA games in Philadelphia, but we're still going to go because one of the games in Philly is happening on July 4th.
Oh
no, it's happening at the Link, July 4th, 2026, which is the 250th anniversary of the country.
That is awesome. I want to go.
In Philadelphia. So they are going to make a huge deal of that game.
Get an extra 2 tickets.
For you and Dave?
Dave and I will come.
Okay. I'll let you know when tickets go on sale so that we'll coordinate.
It'll be $5,000. It'll be the one and only time Philadelphia's football fans, like real football, soccer fans.
Well, so I know we're going to break a topic too, but ever since we started watching Ted Lasso, I've been researching football. Like I watch Wrexham, I follow Wrexham now and a couple other teams. The Philadelphia Eagles for their 2025 season or 2024 season later this year, their very first game is being played in Rio. And I was like, they do know they have real football there, right?
Right.
American football means nothing to those people. They are diehard football fans.
Right. Brazil is football, soccer all the way.
I'm like, was that a good choice to play and bring American football to Rio?
You understand that America is ridiculously stupid, right? When it comes to the rest of the world, like we are the Tiger King of the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's accurate.
Yeah.
That's accurate. Back to Ted Lasso.
Yes. There's only one thing that we really haven't talked about. And with such an amazing episode, this huge reveal that everybody's been waiting for so long kind of takes a major backseat to the rest of the episode. I mean, am I wrong here?
No, you're not wrong at all because you're talking about Sam and Rebecca.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Sam's haircut.
Sam's haircut's the best part of that entire storyline.
I love the fact that Isaac is the team barber and you get one haircut a season.
That's smart.
So you have to choose your time wisely.
Danny, I'm saving mine until I get married.
Or until I get circumcised. I love Danny Rojas so much.
I do too. We haven't had enough of him this season.
No, he's kind of become a secondary character or third tier character, which is fine because they're putting the focus on other characters. But we will get more Danny by the end of the season, which I love because Danny kicked off this season by accidentally killing. Well, yeah, that's right because of the whole. He was the reason they brought in Dr. Sharon.
Football is life, but football can also mean death. And that is beautiful, man.
But you're right. We get this huge. We as an audience have already had the reveal as to who Sam and Rebecca are talking to each other. But this episode, the reveal happens for Sam and Rebecca when they agree to go to dinner and they meet up and they realize they are the ones who have been talking to each other.
I would run. If I was Rebecca. I'd be like, we are going to pretend that this never happened. Goodbye.
She wanted to. Like, she was like, no, like, I have to go. Like, I need to go. But Sam has this charm about him that kind of pulls her back. Like, this doesn't have to be a date. We can just do this as coworkers. We're already here. Let's just have dinner. Smart move. You realize by the end of this episode how much of a baller Sam is.
He's also just this. He has an old soul. He's been raised right. He's incredibly kind. He's really smart. Like he is the whole flippin' package. He's just 20 years too late.
Yeah,
for Rebecca.
I will tell you right now. Upon rewatch of this episode, upon first watch of this episode, the very end of this episode, that scene with Sam and Rebecca, I'm like, oh wow, okay, we're going here. Mm-hmm. And then upon rewatch of this episode, when he texts her his address, and she puts her shoes on, she opens the door, and he's standing outside the door. Man, like that is such a baller move. That takes confidence to know that she's going to come running.
I'll bet you he just stood there and he's like, this is where I'm going to find out right here. This is where I'm going to find out. Because if she never went through the door, then he would know and he'd go home and that would be the end of that.
Yep. But the fact that when you look at the timing of everything, like she goes to the refrigerator, she picks up the phone, she texts Sam. She doesn't reply through the app. She closes the app and texts him directly. Like they're done with banter at this point. This is a real connection now. She texts him, he texts her back his address, immediately runs and put on the shoes. He was at that door before she ever picked up that phone.
Oh, yeah. I like
there.
it that she was holding her shoes in her hand, too. She didn't even bother to put them on yet.
Yeah, she was running to the door with the shoes in her hand.
I gotta
go. But I love this. I love the fact that like this is such an interesting pairing between these two characters. And it's kind of fun. It's fun to watch.
It's fun, but it's so dangerous because you know it's not going to end well. It's one of your best players on your team. It's the owner of the team. Listen, if it wasn't Sam Obasanya, who is the most he is the adult in the locker room out of all of them.
He is what did we call it on Lost? We didn't call it on Lost. We used to say that about characters on The Walking Dead, that if you were this particular person in the group, you always ended up dying.
The heart of the show, the moral compass.
The moral compass. Thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He is sort of like the moral compass of AFC Richmond.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he is the adult in the room. He is the moral compass. He is the heart of that team. I mean, this storyline couldn't have worked with any other player.
So looking through my notes, the only other thing I have as far as, we talked about Roy and Phoebe, we talked about Sam and Rebecca, obviously Ted, Jamie, Roy. The only other thing I think I have before going into spoilers is I just love in the beginning of this episode, right after we come back in from the cold open, it's Beard and Roy in the locker room, and all they're doing is just staring at each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's know
unnerving.
They don't need to say anything. It's just an unspoken language. And Keeley comes in with a opportunity to be a spokesperson, and neither one of them says anything. And she's like, "All right, well, fuck you both then," and walks out. And in the next moment, we get Nate walking in. I'm gonna be a spokesperson,
right? Inflating his already inflated ego.
Not realizing though, because he wasn't in there the moment before, he's third choice.
Right, exactly. And I like it that Beard goes, I like that she gets us.
Yep. Oh, it's so great. Anything else on your end before we go into spoilers?
I'm good.
All right. So with that being said, then, if this is your first watch and you want to avoid spoilers, now's the time to check the show notes. We're going to go into spoiler talk, and you can find out in the notes when to come back. I'm going to throw this out there just to put it out there real quick. A lot of people may not realize it, but in this episode, we have met Phoebe's mom.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. We have.
She is Dr. Sharon's ER nurse.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, Phoebe's dad must be like white as hell.
Yeah, because she's got some color to her.
Well, I mean, her and Roy look like they could be related, right? But you don't really realize that until you see his sister, and you're like, oh yeah, I guess you guys. I don't know. It's just interesting because Roy Kent is Roy Kent.
Yeah.
And then you see Phoebe, and you're like, where do you fit in this family? Because I think she's like blonde.
No, she's not.
Phoebe?
Oh, Phoebe is. Yes, Phoebe is. Yes. I thought you meant the mother.
No. Phoebe's very blonde. And so that living piece of shit probably lives in America.
It's one of those, and it's one of those situations that it happens so seamlessly that I didn't even really realize it until season 3 that was Phoebe's mother upon rewatch, because we get the parent teacher conference we get the ER scene where Phoebe's mother is the one that wheels Dr. Sharon in and tells Ted about everything about it. And then we go immediately into the parent-teacher conference where Roy says Phoebe's mom is an ER nurse.
ER doctor.
And an ER doctor. And I never made that connection.
I know, me neither. I like it that Ted's like, I've watched a lot of Grey's Anatomy in my early 30s. And I thought, oh, me too.
I watched a lot of House, so.
Oh yeah, I've seen all the houses, and I've seen the first like 16 seasons of Grey's Anatomy before I gave up.
But yeah, so we have met Phoebe's mom. You don't realize until later that it's Phoebe's mother. I don't think you realize until Happy Uncle Day in season 3, which is such a great moment.
I do love Uncle's Day, and I love that Jamie's there.
Yep. I had to invite your best friend. He's not my best friend. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but one of my favorite moments from that scene is when Jamie gives Roy the jersey that has Kent on the back, but he changed the E to a U. And it clicks with Phoebe's mom, but it takes a couple seconds for Phoebe to realize what it is. And then she says to Jamie, "You owe me a quid." He's like, "But I didn't say anything. You made me think it."
Yep, that's true. That's
valid.
true.
And then he gives her a quid.
He's like, "All right, fair. That's fair. Let's go find a windmill."
I'd love that moment. Uncle's Day is such a great moment. I have
nothing.
We do have a voicemail from Alex. He did let us know, as we've said before, if you have something spoilery, just let us know before we play it. So we'll play that during this too. But the only other thing I have is when Ted comes clean in the locker room about having the panic attacks, Nate kind of gives this look because, as we're going to find out by the end of this season,
he betrays that trust.
Yeah. Trent Krim is going to report on the anxiety, on the panic attacks. And the reason why Trent knows about the panic attacks is because of this moment.
Yep.
Because Nate is Trent's source.
Yeah.
He absolutely betrays Ted's trust. And you
could see it on his face that he wants to use that. God, I hate Nate.
Yeah. That's why I was bringing this up. Yep. In that moment when Ted reveals it, when you look at Nate now has a bullet in his gun.
Mm-hmm.
And he
wastes no time in using it.
No, I think it's probably almost after this game.
Yeah. Because they lose so badly. And Nate probably thinks it's because Ted was off doing whatever with his emergency. And then, Roy left with his emergency. And Nate probably thinks, I'm the only one holding this team together. No, you're not. You're a fucking asshole. But
yeah. So in that moment, we see Nate gets some ammunition.
Yeah.
And you're right. He's going to betray Ted's trust.
Because there's nobody else in that circle of Diamond Dogs that would ever do that. Beard would never in a million years betray Ted Lasso. Leslie Higgins can't even say anything without getting heartburn. Yeah. And Roy Kent doesn't care enough.
At this moment in time, other than Ted, there are 6 people that know about his panic attacks.
And one is his therapist.
Rebecca, Dr. Sharon, Roy, Beard, Higgins, and Nate.
Yep. Yeah, nobody else knows.
Nobody else knows about his panic attacks. And of course, Beard's not going to say anything.
Ever.
Roy just doesn't. I mean, he's concerned, but it's Ted's business to Roy.
And that, you know what? And we get that in the beginning of this episode. It's his business. Why are we they even tell Nate, because Nate's like, why aren't we doing what's the emergency? What's this? I'm just realizing this now. And both Beard and Roy were like, that's none of our business. That's none of our concern.
Yeah.
We're not going to ask because we don't talk about it.
And then when Roy gets the phone call from Miss Bowen and he's like, I got to go. And Nate's like, well, where are you going? Like, oh, it's none of your business.
Exactly. It's none of your business. We are not friends. We are colleagues.
Yeah. We didn't talk a lot about that during the main discussion.
No, because I think anything with Nate at this time right now, in this given time leading up to the season finale, is spoilers. I can't talk about Nate without talking about how much I freaking hate him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's hard to talk about in a non-spoiler sense because I hate him so much.
I get it. I totally get it. And again, I didn't see a lot of this upon first view. And it's rewatching everything that I really see a lot of the downhill for Nate and a lot of the things that contribute to it.
Well, we are, as audience members, we are lulled into this wholesome, everybody is wonderful mentality because the intention is for us to be shocked, just like Ted at the end of this season. And they do a remarkable job of doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, it's now upon rewatch that we're seeing things differently.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're seeing all the cards on the table now.
Right.
All the cards are being played face up. So we're seeing the hand as it's developing.
Which is why a rewatch is so fun.
Yeah.
Rewatch. I can't say that word. I'm terrible.
But as I mentioned, we do have a spoiler piece of feedback, so we're going to play that now during this section before we go into quotes. So this comes from Alex Kruger, and this is his voicemail for Man City.
Hey team, this is Alex Kruger leaving feedback for Ted Lasso Season 2 episode Man City. I remember when the show first aired, and there was so much speculation that the doctor that treated Doc Sharon was Roy's sister. I don't know why, but I always assumed it was Roy's sister. I didn't know if we'd ever get to meet her or if she would be like Elliot's brother Barry on Scrubs, who was referenced a lot but never seen on screen. I always thought this was Ted Lasso showing us instead of telling us, but I'm curious if anyone else had the same, well, those are clearly Kent eyebrows reaction that I did. I remember thinking to myself during the Roy and Phoebe teacher scene at the beginning of the season, and then this episode, damn, if I wasn't such a fan of Roy and Keeley, I would ship the living hell out of these two.
Mm-hmm.
They have a natural chemistry. And I like that she is just as rough around the edges as Roy. I honestly didn't see any breadcrumbs for them, though. And when Roy omits his relationship status a few episodes from now, I remember feeling terribly guilty for dream shipping them. Lastly, the Sam and Rebecca conundrum. Now, banter is interesting because two people fell for the person. And while the age difference is startling, they do have a crazy simpatico chemistry together and are consenting adults, so I never really cared about it. The thing that always rubbed me the wrong way was the employee-employer factor. It just drove me nuts, because that's a level of inappropriate I wouldn't expect from, honestly, either of them. But then this week, I was thinking about them, and then Michelle and Dr. Douchebag next season, and wondered how much Jason Sudeikis was consciously or subconsciously making a comment on his ex-wife and her new boyfriend, seeing as how she was directing a movie he was in. But I didn't know what the timeline of events were. Still, I think there was a bit of art imitating life going on with the writing when it came to these inappropriate relationships. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but then again, maybe not. That's all I have for spoiler discussion this week. Enjoy.
So wait, so Olivia Wilde directed a movie that Jason Sudeikis was in?
I think that's how they met.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Huh. That's interesting. That's a good pickup on that maybe he was speaking a little bit about that from his own personal experience.
100%.
But I also know that during the filming of Ted Lasso, Jason Sudeikis was dating one of the actresses.
That still doesn't mean that he's not still feeling the death of his relationship with.
Oh no, I'm not saying that at all. But I'm also saying that could have also contributed to the fact that he was in a workplace relationship during the filming of the show,
right?
Because he was dating the actress that plays Bex. Rupert's new squeeze.
Oh, I thought he was dating a makeup artist.
No, he was dating the actress that played Bex.
Interesting.
I think that's one of the reasons why she got the role on the show is because they were dating.
Oh, Jason Sudeikis, you guys are all a bunch of douches.
Well, now, all right. Anything else for spoilers for you?
No, I barely had any as it was. So.
Okay. So then, welcome back to everybody from post spoiler talk. Let's go into some of our favorite quotes. And I didn't write any down this episode, but there's so many good ones.
I did.
Did you? Lead us off.
I wrote down a lot. I wrote down, hate that sweater. He's a living piece of shit. Fucking glitter. Ted saying, you do the entire first act. Sometimes I get concerned that I am infecting you with the worst parts of me. And that's it.
I have from the parent-teacher conference, well, Coach Kent, we've got a bit of an issue with Phoebe's behavior. Let's have it. She's been swearing a lot. How bad is it? Today she called one of her classmates an apathetic shitfucker. Are they? Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
But that's not the point. I love Miss Bowen. I think she's such a great character.
I totally agree. She's great.
I mean, and I'm glad we get to see more of her too going forward in the season. I think we see a little bit more of her going into season 3.
Right.
So, but yeah, she's such a great character.
It's freaking fantastic.
I know there are some other ones, but I can't really, like I said, I didn't really write them down. So apologies
when Ted goes to Sharon, come on, let's get going, sweetheart, or let's go, sweetheart, or something.
Puts her jacket
There's no ring on this thing. Anytime that Sharon and Ted are together is magic.
Yeah, I agree with that. So that's really all we have for quotes then on this episode.
We did a good job.
Yeah, we fell horribly flat on the quotes episode, on the quotes part of the episode. But
we did just fine.
Okay. I agree. We're there. That takes us then into the feedback section of the podcast. Starting first with our friend Greg. He's been trying to play catch up on episodes and sending us feedback. And as we always mentioned, you can send us feedback for any episode, even if it's one that we've already done. And we'll happily play it. So this comes from Greg, and this was on last episode, episode 7, Headspace.
Okay, finally able to catch up a little bit. On to Headspace. God, this is just a hard watch. I don't know if it's my own experience with therapy or it's seeing Ted in such a negative light. It kind of makes you realize how much he's got bottled up and how it's going to explode. I personally love therapy. I wish I could go to therapy more often. But it's this one was hard. Just hard to watch. Like, it's just like I don't know if it's that I personally identify with being positive up until the point where you can't anymore, or when you're being faced with your inner demons or whatever. But yeah, it's hard. And Nate is such a cock. Fuck. Come on, man. Like, you see it. And I've been in his position too, right? Where your self-confidence is so low that you can't help but view it in a different light than it's intended. And when maybe they are, but he's been conditioned. Maybe they're being supportive, they're being accepting, but he's conditioned to do it. And not just by his parents, but as he's been brought up in every, kind of like we talked about during the signal. Like, it's just the way that he's been brought up. And it's so goddamn hard to get out of that frame of thinking. It's hard to believe that someone can think you're better than they used to. It's hard. And that is why one of the reasons why I have a soft spot for Nate, why it is why it is easier for me to be semi-forgiving. I'm watching and I'm praying that he doesn't go down this road, but it's like reading Wizard and Glass again. It's such a good plan, but come on, just do what you need to do. Sorry, I went long anyway. But I'll go back and record more for the signal because that's such a good episode, and then maybe get to Man City. All right, see ya.
So Greg did record more for the signal. He recorded 4.5 minutes more for the signal, but when I went to listen to it, there was nothing there. It was 4.5 minutes of ambient noise. So I think he's going to try and re-record it. I don't know if he's going to try and re-record it or not, but if he does, we'll play it when we get it.
Okay. That's hilarious, by the way.
So next up, we have another voicemail from Alex. We played one during spoiler territory if you missed it, because it had spoilers in it. This one is spoiler free. So let's play this one now.
Hey, y'all. Alex Kruger again. I love Beard After Hours, but man, I remember hating it the first time around because of how many hanging threads there were at the end of this episode, and that I now had to wait an additional week for. It's like when the wolves invaded Alexandria, and I had to wait the extra week to get that resolution while I sat through Morgan and the Cheesemaker on The Walking Dead. Don't get me wrong, an hour and a half of Lenny James is always appreciated, but damn, sometimes I need quicker gratification than 2 weeks on something like this. That's how I felt with this episode. One thing I noticed on this rewatch was Jamie has been used a lot in a comedic role this season. Even if he didn't speak, his body language and facial expressions have been laugh out loud funny. But this week, Jamie's scenes and stories were touching. He was earnest and honest, raw and real. Watching him crying on the pitch after the match was gutting, and the scene with his dad speaks for itself. I know Roy was begrudgingly softening up to Jamie, but this is clearly where the seeds for next season's bromance were truly planted. I really thought I had mentally prepared and wouldn't cry when Roy comforted him, but alas, I was not. The difference between Sam and Rebecca's reaction upon realizing they were each other's matches was hilarious. Rebecca was rightly horrified and possibly a little embarrassed, whereas Sam was tickled pink. Sam, I think, has always had a shine for Rebecca, and I have to give him props for going for it. Like a young Alexander Hamilton, he was not throwing away his shot. Though I now realize it probably isn't great to compare anti-colonialism Sam to an American founding father. It's very rare that at this stage in a team's journey on TV or in movies, they would be so clearly outplayed and overmatched within minutes of the opening whistle. It was kind of nice not having any false hope at any point and understanding from jump this wasn't going to be Richmond's day. Which leads me to the coach's handling of the shellacking. Beard was clearly distraught over the way the team played. Nate seemed like his only two ideas were to park the bus and piss off the ref. I have to wonder if Nate really was just a one-trick pony that got lucky against Tottenham, and if his leading training the day before the match had anything to do with how poorly they played. And I liked how Ted was channeling his inner Jason Garrett, just clapping and shouting empty positive platitudes all game. But man, it is wild to see Coach Beard when he gets fed up with Ted's "it doesn't matter if you win or lose as long as you play as a team" ethos. It's always jarring. And the way he leaves Ted to enter his night out really made me worried he was going to leave the team or worse. And lastly, I wanted to discuss Roy and Phoebe's conversation in the car. Now, I made a very conscious decision early on to never use "because I said so" with my girls. I firmly believe that if I'm going to make a decision or establish a rule, I have to be able to explain my reasoning to them, or else they wouldn't actually learn any kind of lesson. They would just see me putting up a barrier because I have authority over them. I love Roy explaining that he is who he is, but he wants her to be better than him. I think it's really impactful to acknowledge your flaws or flawed past with kids to show them that A, you know what you're talking about, and B, they'll have someone looking out for them. That's all that I have for this week. As always, keep up the great work.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
I want to say this too about Alex. Alex has never podcasted before.
Really?
But right? You wouldn't think it. So I've recorded a couple episodes of my Wilhelm podcast in advance. They're going to be releasing over the next couple weeks. Alex came on and did top 5 favorite baseball movies with me, and that's going to be releasing in about 2 or 3 weeks. He's fantastic. He's never podcasted before, and he was great.
He has a great voice.
Yeah, he was great for his first time podcasting. So he's definitely going to come back on Wilhelm, and he's even said he'd be open to coming on here to talk Ted Lasso as well. Yeah, so I think we should definitely have him on as a guest at some point.
Yes, please.
So next up, we have a voicemail from Jeff Allen. I want to preface this one a little bit. He did give us a little bit of a trigger warning. He does talk a little bit about the death of his own father in this one. And he even said we didn't have to play it, but I told him because he was willing to share it, we wanted to play it.
Yeah.
So it's only about 1.5 minutes long, a little over 1.5 minutes. But I just want to say before this, this is one I did listen to ahead of time. And I just want to tell Jeff, thank you for sharing this and being willing to put this out. So here it is, the voicemail from Jeff.
Hey, Ben and Kristin, it's Jeff. So Man City, I knew that I had to leave feedback for, and I knew that I had to call it in because this episode it's very personal to me. So Ben, you know this, and a number of people listening to this do. But my dad passed away in a couple of years back. It was sudden. It was unexpected. It was September 9th, 2021. 24 hours later, this episode dropped.
Oof.
I watched it right away because one of my favorite shows, and it never fails to put a smile on my face. And then we got to the end of the episode. And, well, like I said, it's a very personal episode to me. Ted reminds me a lot of my dad, and I think that's one of the reasons I fell in love with the show in the first place. And I think maybe it's one of the reasons that I enjoy watching the show, rewatching the show so much. So I'm really glad that you guys did this rewatch. I'm glad that I got to watch this episode again, honestly, because it makes me think of him, and I like thinking of him. So I will leave it at that, and I am looking forward to next week's episode because I have many, many opinions on it, and I can't wait to force everybody to listen to them. All right, talk to you guys later.
That's how I feel when I podcast. I'm forcing you to listen to my opinions. It's perfect.
Pretty much, I think that's how everybody feels when they podcast. It's like forcing you to listen to my thoughts.
Yep. I'm going to talk for an hour about my thoughts.
But thank you again, Jeff, for sharing that and being willing to open up about that with us and the listeners at the same time. And I'm glad that, watching this episode or even watching this show brings you closer to, your father who you lost. I think that's great.
Absolutely.
And last but not least, we have, of course, a voicemail from our friend Steve Brown. So let's play that now.
Hello, Ben and Kristin. This is Steve, and this is going to be for Ted Lasso, Man City. Oh, that's right. I forgot that Dr. Sharon has a doctor of her own. Oh, I remember the first time seeing this and being she just got blasted by that car. And for some reason, I thought there was blood, but I guess that was just the red petals and me because it was the first time watching it. Love it. So Nate is so caught up in who's going to take care of training, and Beard just gives it to him. Also, she finally agrees to meet Sam in person. Aw. And I love how all the other guys, or some of the other guys, are so invested in this relationship with Sam and this mysterious boss girl. And so he gets the weight on his neck again. Ain't no policy like a hospital policy, because a hospital policy don't stop. Roy's sister, the doctor that just released Dr. Sharon to Ted's custody. I remember the first time watching this that I thought they were going to try to do something with Miss Bowen and Roy, but it never did. I remember in Hershey trying to get us to say Roy, Uncle Ben, can we get ice cream? No. Hey, wait, I have to comment on this whole Ted carrying the bike and listing the voicemails to Dr. Sharon. Who lets a concussed person have their phone while they're in the emergency room? Come on. So Higgins found an office. It's janitor's closet, but I don't even want to try to unpack the whole he eats bugs for money. That's why he legally changed his name to Bug. And they did get ice cream. Love that they play, Roy and Phoebe play Princess and Dragon, and he's the princess. Interesting how they didn't show us how it went with Nate running training by himself, I guess. Oh, okay. Rebecca looks amazing in that dress. Did Rebecca just tell Keely that Sam is there? And they just figured it out. Oh, they're so cute together, and they're having their little date. And no spoilers. Oh, Ted, that was a great Kermit, by the way. I love that Ted tries to have his Hoosiers moment by saying the pitch is the same size and then finding out that the pitches are all different sizes, which it doesn't make any sense to me either, Ted, by the way. Hey, Nate in this suit, this gray suit, just makes his hair look grayer even. I love how Ted makes his admission about panic attacks, and now everybody around the circle is making a different confession. Of course, Nate's is about having great ideas, and Beard's is about being on mushrooms. Jamie's dad is just a dick. Oh, I had forgotten that Beard was the one who takes Jamie's dad out of the locker room. Oh, and Roy giving Jamie a hug. I'm getting emotional. Oh, I remembered what happened to Ted's dad, but I didn't remember this was the episode we find out. Oh, Oh, and this leads us into Beard After Hours. By the way, my favorite Martin Scorsese film, After Hours. Yeah, no spoilers. Better than The Departed. Boom, I said it. Oh, this is the first time Sam and Rebecca hook up. Oh, I forgot about this. All right, on to next week.
Do you know, I completely did not even pick up on the fact that Roy tells Phoebe no to ice cream and they get ice cream anyway.
Yeah, of course they do. Of course they do. He doesn't say no to Phoebe.
Yes, he does.
No,
he says it to her in front of Miss Bone.
In front of Miss Bone. I'm just saying, he does not deny that girl anything.
No. Oh, man. I love Phoebe and Roy's relationship. It's so much fun.
I do too.
But thank you to Steve and everybody who left us feedback for the episode. We encourage you guys to do so every week, and there are multiple ways to do it. Easiest way is just go to revisitedpod.com. There you can find links to where to listen, subscribe, social media, all that fun stuff. Or you could just email us directly, feedback@revisitedpod.com. Send us an email or a voicemail, and we'll play it on the podcast. Recommendations before we get out of here. Anything on your end?
No, my life has been really boring lately. Don't work. That's my recommendation.
I wish we could all follow that.
Don't be a teacher.
Like Miss Bowen?
Oh my gosh. I have such trepidation about going into work after a weekend. I hate that feeling. They call it, there's a term for it. They call it the Sunday Scaries.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay. I do have a recommendation.
Cool.
Actually, I have two. I don't know. I might have made this one already, but the show The Floor on Fox.
Oh, with Rob Lowe?
With Rob Lowe. I think I've mentioned it before.
Yeah.
I'm just having so much fun watching it. It's almost over. The other recommendation I will make, though, and I know you'll probably agree with this one, even if you haven't watched it yet. If you have the chance, watch American Fiction. It is.
Is it as good as we thought it was going to be?
It is so fucking good.
Sterling K. Brown got nominated for it.
I will tell you this, and this will give you a good indication as to how good I think it is. I have no doubt Oppenheimer is going to sweep the Oscars. However, there is a part of me that thinks Jeffrey Wright might give Cillian Murphy a run for his money.
No way.
No, I think Cillian's going to win the Oscar. I have no doubt. I think it's a shame because Jeffrey Wright is fucking amazing.
Well, he's phenomenal in everything he does. I mean, he was unbelievable in Westworld.
Yeah, agreed.
He should have been nominated and won everything for Westworld. He was so good in Westworld. But, and he was good. He was good in the Hunger Games.
And Sterling K. Brown is also amazing in American Fiction.
Sterling K. Brown is amazing in anything he does.
So much so that when I got done watching American Fiction, do you know what the first thing I watched was?
This Is Us. The Box.
No.
You watched The Box. Yep.
The Box.
I know exactly what you watched. Yep.
That episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine is just...
He won an Emmy for it. I
know. It's so good. Every person in that episode, which is basically only 3 of them, they're all... That episode is so good.
It's classic. It's an instant classic episode.
Yeah, and you don't have to have seen any other episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine to enjoy that episode. It's a standalone. It's a bottle episode.
Yeah. 100% a bottle episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no other characters in it but Peralta and
Holt.
and the Cap and Holt and Sterling.
And one line from Gina. Spoiler alert. They think you did it.
Yeah. Oh, and also Sterling K. Brown's lawyer, but she doesn't really.
No. It's great. It's a great episode. Great episode.
When I got done watching American Fiction, I was like, I want to watch The Box.
Have you ever seen This Is Us?
No.
It's really, really good.
Is that the one where the guy dies from the crock pot?
Yeah.
All right.
I saw that same crock pot at an estate sale not too long ago.
I think a bunch of people ended up. I think there actually was there was some kind of report or something that a bunch of people who owned that kind of crockpot ended up selling them or getting rid of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Instant pots are very popular now, I think, because of This Is Us.
I had one even before This Is Us.
No. Instant pots rather than crock pots.
Oh, I still own a crockpot too, though. I own them both. Yeah. So before we wrap up, I did mention it earlier. There's new episodes of Wilhelm that are on the way out. As of right now, the President's Day episode, Top 5 Favorite Fictional Presidents, has released. I mentioned Alex Kruger coming on. Top 5 Favorite Baseball Movies will be releasing in a couple weeks. Kristin and I are going to be doing another movie swap coming up in a couple weeks as well, talking about the movies that we gave each other. And I haven't told you this yet, Kristin, because I know you're going to hate me for it.
Keanu Reeves is coming on your show?
No, I'm attending an advanced screening tomorrow night for Dune Part 2.
What? Why don't we live closer to each other?
But I will be doing a spoiler-free review of Dune Part 2, even though some of the advanced reviews I've heard come from the Hollywood.
I don't want to hear it.
All right, I won't say it.
Stop it.
But I'm going to be from the time we're recording. I'm going to be attending an advanced screening of it tomorrow night. So we'll see. Hey, it's because of you I'm even attending this screening, and I'm excited for it because you gave me Dune Part 1 for a movie swap episode,
and it was amazing.
And I actually really enjoyed it.
That was our first movie swap.
Was it the first one?
It was Dune and Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was episode 1.
Yep.
We've done 10 of those already. I think
we
like
really?
10 or 11. Yeah.
Good for us.
We've done like 10 or 11 of those, and we've got more coming. They're fun. They're just fun
really
episodes.
fun, especially when they're bad movies.
Oh my God. That was one of the most fun episodes of any podcast you and I have ever recorded.
Agreed.
We just laughed through most of it because we just kept shitting on the movies we gave each other.
I know.
So much fun.
Dave kept texting me throughout the whole thing. He's like, you guys just won't stop.
But if you want to hear any of those episodes or the upcoming ones, wilhelmpodcast.com is where you can go to check those out. Also, make sure you go over to podcastica.com, check out some of the great stuff that's over there. And as we always say, there's something for everybody over at Podcastica. They're getting ready. They're gearing up because The Ones Who Lived is starting next Sunday. This coming Sunday.
Yeah, I'm
coming Sunday.
Very excited. Very excited. I finally get to watch Walking Dead again.
Yeah. So the cast of us over in Podcastica is going to be covering Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. So if you're a Walking Dead fan and you're going to be watching, follow along with the podcast.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I'm excited for it too.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Daryl Dixon, but I'm excited for The Ones Who Live.
Yeah. I haven't watched any of them except for Walking Dead. And I can't wait to have Walking Dead back in my life again.
I know you won't refuse to watch Dead City. The Negan and Maggie one.
Refuse to watch it.
That's what I said. I said you
said
won't
I won't
and refuse.
Oh, won't and refuse. Okay.
Yeah. I said you won't and refuse to watch it.
No.
Any final notes before we get out?
No.
Okay. Then, with that being said, thank you guys as always for listening, subscribing, being a part of this journey, all that you guys do. But until next time, for Beard After Hours, we'll see you guys out on the pitch. Take care.
Bye, baby.